It'll be a lot easier to get to everything Grunt City has to offer once we actually have bombs in our pocket and we don't have to rely on the flowers. So I'm out. Bye, Goro Bros. See you later. Because now that I can pick up your prized flower, we're about to do some breaking and entering here. For dungeon number 2, you know, it's distant, like, you know, it's pretty far away from the previous one, right? Not just distance-wise, but, oh, did I get it? Oh, there we go, first try, hey. Who knew that opening up the path to Dongles Cavern was going to be that easy, but distance-wise, you know, we're in a completely different place. We're like in the mountain region and everything as opposed to the frickin' forest back in Kokiri Village. But also I think just actual pacing time, I think it's pretty decent, you know, from Dungeon 1 to Dungeon 2. I'm trying to think, like, what were the big roadblocks here? I think the only one, really, was having to go back to Kokiri Forest. God, did you just blow up? Dude, are you okay? I just saw an explosion from you. Dude. Oh my god, he's dead! Oh. Okay, you're fine. Hey, how's it going, bud? Oh, I see. We should have thrown the bomb from the cliff. So, you guys never actually thought of that as an actual solution, okay. But just as the sun goes up, it's time for dungeon number 2. Not a huge amount of roadblocks between dungeon 1 and dungeon 2. Again, I appreciate the expediency from which we got to dungeon 1 in the first place, but here we go. It's unnamed location. Okay, let me fix this. In case you hadn't used any bomb flowers to open up any actual door passages yet, there you go, that's your tutorial. Pretty scary, man. Of course, the Dodongos are a classic Zelda enemy, but man, seeing the skull of a giant Dodongo right when you open it up, that's something else. Okay, so what I want to do before we go any further, so I don't forget, is we actually want to equip the Highland Shield. There's a lot of fire on here, it'll burn up my Deku Shield. I don't really feel like buying another one. Of course, the Highland Shield, not super effective as young Link. Doesn't even, like, it's as big as his body is. All we can do is just kind of protect from upward attacks, and the other angle isn't really going to help. It looks like there are many lava pits around here, so watch your step. Oh, thanks. I couldn't tell by the pulsating red spots on the ground. So if memory serves... Yeah, don't want to get hit by the Beamos. Another classic Zelda enemy. Although I say classic Zelda enemy, but this was like... What? Only the 5th Zelda game? Something like that? The ones that predate this are, of course, the original one, Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, Link to the Past, and Link's Awakening, I believe. I think that's it. Yeah, this is the 5th one. So back in the day, maybe this wasn't so much a classic Zelda enemy, it's just like, yeah, this is a Zelda enemy. Because we get this far right here. So I don't have this dungeon as well memorized as the Deku Tree. Of course, the Deku Tree was so simplistic, it's kind of difficult not to... Oh, just you. Kind of difficult not to be able to get through it very easily, but I still think we're not going to have much of a problem going through here. Let's see, and I believe, yeah, so the first way we want to go is actually going to be this way. So even starting here in Dungeon 2, I feel like the dungeon is a little bit more open. You know, the Deku Tree is always very much like you can go in one direction, right? Which makes sense. For a lot of people, that was probably the first 3D Zelda dungeon ever, at least if you were playing it back in the day, back in '98. So starting with the Dongles Cavern, I mean, you get here, it's a far more open room than anything in the Deku Tree ever was, and you have certain paths that you can go towards. You got the left side over there, and you have the right side over here. Now, I remember in the depths of my mind that we do have to go to the right side first, so of course that's where I'm going to do. What I'm gonna do, something like that. And I believe these are actually, if we read the report, baby Dodongos. Watch out for its leaping attack, it'll explode after it's defeated. Just like any good Dodongo actually will. But I'm just gonna ignore these guys for right now, they're kind of a waste of time. Nothing going on up there. Let's see if I can get up here. No! Still got me. Oh, and they can jump up here too. God, the sound they make is horrendous. Man, Ocarina really did not shy away from, So that's it, I don't think we can get up there. Shy away from, like, disturbing sounds and disturbing images from time to time. And here we have a nice little puzzle. Of course, we've already used... I don't know, have we used structures to put on top of buttons before? I know we moved structures just so we could use them to climb on things before, but I think this is the first instance where you actually have to use a structure that you can grab in order to put on top of a button. This is also a good differentiation between what the yellow buttons are and what the blue buttons are. So the yellow ones, whenever you press them down, that'll be permanent, like they'll stay down there. Might be a time limit, but it's not pressure sensitive to where something has to be on top of it all the time. As opposed to the blue ones where they are pressure sensitive and something has to be on top of them, so you're never really going to be confused. I say that, but I was kind of confused as a kid until I paid attention to what I was actually seeing on the freaking screen, but there you go. Okay, so these are the guys. Okay, we're gonna have some Lizalfos right here. I think this was their first appearance, actually. I wonder if you can actually use the Deku Nuts on these guys. I've always fought these guys, like, very conservatively, to where you just kind of lie and wait for them to come to you. And this is where the Highland Shield shines as well, because they're bigger enemies than you, so you can shield like that. So let's see if I can use... Oh god, you can use the Deku Nuts here. Do jump attacks and everything. And they usually always come in pairs, and then the one that you damage likes to kind of retreat, and the one that you haven't damaged will come after you. Come here, bud. But of course, I'm going to stay on the offensive here, just use the Deku Nuts to try to do jump attacks, so I get the maximum amount. Always parry when they do that. Okay, if they're in the air, it looks like it won't quite work. There we go. So can I get him one more stab before he retreats? Nope. And since there's two of them, looks like it's going to take 2 rounds, unless I take one of them out with the Deku Stick. Let's go ahead and try that. I can probably one-shot a guy with a Deku Stick, jump attack, so we're going to try that. There we go! Man, I love it! I love how the Deku Sticks are actually stronger than the Kokiri Sword. That's crazy. Alright, you. Come here. No running. Oh, God. I thought you would jump link. Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna do that again. And one hit. Ah. Love it. Love to expedite the battle if possible like that. I think that was supposed to be kind of like a mini-boss-esque fight, maybe? I mean, those guys are, again, disturbing sounds coming out of those guys. Like, that is something like, ugh, it doesn't sound good. It sounds scary. Now, of course, those guys themselves aren't too scared. They're just like walking lizard men. And I was gonna say another classic Zelda enemy, but yeah, I don't think they were in A Link to the Past, so hey, there you go. But that passage right there, okay. You remember back in the Deku Tree, right? I was thinking, like, how are you going to get to one of those Gold Skulltula tokens when you can't jump high enough? And of course, that was not the one I was thinking of back in the Deku Tree. It's actually this one. If we go in here... Oh, crap, I'm gonna need the friggin' Deku Shield for this one. Alright, is this the room? Man, I don't remember. Guess we're about to find out. Fuck that back at you, and he's gonna try to sell me something! Deku Sticks? 1 piece for 15? No way, get out of here. Yeah, see you later. Okay, now I think... Oh, is this not the room? I guess this is not the room. But there is definitely a room here in Dongles Cavern, where you'll find a Gold Skulltula and you'll be like, okay, how do I possibly, like, get to that? And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you another pro tip whenever we get there. Don't know why they would have that salesman right there. Well, I know why they have the salesman right there, because you actually have to, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna have to light the torch right there. So that's a good way to keep you from, getting stuck. Because he's gonna do that. I'm gonna use the jump attack with the Deku Stick, and actually break it, so maybe it's not gonna work on these guys. But I can at least try to do a jump attack with a regular. Okay, no, but if you're too close, that's gonna happen regardless. And I don't want to waste a Deku Stick on this guy now, but I know that you cannot be directly on top of him and do a jump attack. But just like the Dodongos of old, they will self-destruct. There you go. And I do want to take all these guys out. I guess you don't really have to, but I kind of want to be honest. I hate Dodongos. Okay, come here, bud. Come here. Breathe your fire. Let's get that lock on. Try to stay at a nice distance this time. Okay, I guess he's not going to turn around. Hey, come on, breathe fire. So I don't waste another stick. Here we go. It didn't work. I think the Deku Sticks are like too long to where they always hit the more heavily armored backside. That's perfectly fine. Can't cheese them all, I guess. Back it up. And of course, they don't have to be breathing fire in order for you to be able to hit them. It's just a whole lot easier to do it. If you want to dance around them with the kind of the strafing, like, yeah, you can absolutely do that. I think there's gonna be one more over here. No, I guess that was, yeah, one more. We're gonna try to use effective jump attacks every single time this time. Well, I say effective, but not quite the case now, is it? Okay, there we go. Well, you really have to have a lot of distance, but only 2 jump attacks with the Kokiri Sword works anyway. That tells me that a Deku Stick 100% would have one-shotted him there, so... Okay, so how many torches we have? 1, 2, and 3. I think that's it. I think this is the first example of the game. Remember back in the Deku Tree, whenever we had to light torches, it was usually in a room with 0 enemies whatsoever, because you could like fully focus on the puzzle, I suppose, or the challenge at hand. This time, if you try to go through this with the Dodongos being everywhere, you're probably gonna have a bad time, so it's adding an extra layer of challenge on top of what we did already in the previous dungeon, which is a way to reiterate on dungeons, especially here at the beginning. And I was always scared, like, what happens if you jump off here? You have to go through that whole little passage again, that's what happens. You hit that, that goes up, and there we go. And this one, because it's yellow, is not pressure sensitive, so there you go. Kind of displaying what the game is all about just through the color coordination of its switches. I love it. I think the door that opened... Well, we have 2 passages right there, one which has to be bombed, so... Pretty sure that's the one that we have to go through right there. And I do appreciate that we haven't gotten the map yet. We got the map so early in the Deku Tree. It was literally the first room, right? Now, the first room wasn't as wide as this one. It was more vertical, really, but still, it was kind of like a... only one direction to go vertically, but we don't have the map yet. You know, we've gone like a decent amount through the dungeon, I suppose. And I like that. I really don't like when the map is just given to you at the very, very beginning of the dungeon. As some more... Well, I was gonna say modern 3D Zeldas are kind of prone to do, but... I mean, Breath of the Wild is the most modern one we have, and... I mean, it's been how many years since the last one that wasn't like that? Skyward Sword, 2012? But there we go now, we get the map. After we've gone through a good bit already. And I do want to take a look at this, because this isn't going to be as straightforward as, you know, the other dungeon was. Let's see what we got. The Dongles Cavern, 2 floors, so not too bad at all. Quite a few rooms that we haven't been to yet, though. Oh, I did miss a room over there, didn't I? Did I? First floor? Yeah, I did miss one. That must be the one that I was thinking about, the one that actually has the Skulltula in it. I don't really know how I missed that one. Maybe we need a bomb to get there. I am going to show that off, though. Oh, I guess I could go and check right quick. We could do that, too. Did I just miss the door? Yeah, I might need a bomb in order to get over there. And we're going to get bombs in this dungeon, so yeah, we'll just wait. That's the direction we need to go, but if we go over here... I actually think it's just a business scrub again. I may as well see what he's selling. I don't think it's going to be anything like an expansion, because the expansions are actually not something that you're going to regularly get, but... Okay, where's my shield? There it is, Jesus. Come on now, bud. Come on. There we go. If you're trying to sell me something, why are you shooting at me? Terrible business practices. Deku Shield? 50 rupees! Well, mine hasn't burned up yet, so I'm not gonna do it. I think there are actually 2 of these guys in here that'll actually sell you Deku Shields, which is smart. I mean, the game very heavily telegraphed to you, like, hey, please get a Highland Shield before you go any further. Like, we'll give you a discount, please go do it, we're gonna mention it in the dialogue. But even if you got here, number 1, if you didn't equip it, you'll realize that your Deku Shield is kind of burning up. And 2, if you hadn't bought the Highland Shield for some reason, you'd be able to get new Deku Shields there and hopefully learn your lesson. Maybe go out and get a Highland Shield. There's lava everywhere. It's really hot. Blow up that first, because I believe what we actually have to do is... Well, I may as well do it, like, why not? Always thought this was so cool as a kid. This is one of those things where it's really easy to kind of realize in hindsight, but you put the bomb here. Cause a chain reaction. Get a nice little cutscene too. I love that. Ooh, and I hear a gold Skulltula. I think that's gonna be at the top though. Okay, so before we go up there though, I do always like to explore dungeons as much as possible. You guys know this from Twilight Princess. Hey, but we get a rude awakening here. Now, those are going to be the Armos, another Link to the Past enemy. So if we just chuck a bomb right there, forget which one it is. Gonna be that guy right there, yeah. And he's just gonna kind of run around and be hyper-aggressive with this. But I think if we hit him directly, it will affect him, but we also kind of control which direction he goes in. And when he spins around, you've already beaten him, so there you go. He will cause quite a bit of damage if you come in contact with him, though. It's kind of a difficulty spike, honestly, compared to the rest of the enemies that you've seen so far. But hey, the training wheels are coming off, the kitty gloves. They're being ripped off. Time to know what's going on. Time to hit the ground running. Completely optional again, the compass. Which was the one thing in the Deku Tree that was actually kind of out of the way. I guess here, technically, it is kind of out of the way. You don't have to go this way at all. But if you have, like, an explorative personality, or you want to explore it all, which if you're playing a Zelda game, I'm assuming you are, like, you're gonna want to check these rooms. It's the reason why I want to go back to that room that I allegedly missed in the first place. I may have missed it because it was like a wall or a door we couldn't get into, or something like that. Now, I believe... So the gold Skulltula, gonna be nothing but like hearts and rupees in here. Oh, that was a 20! Almost maxed out back at the 99, okay. Really easy to get rupees in this game. Kind of bizarre to be playing after... Oh, we're not gonna be able to get that guy though. Oh, no, wait, we can't. We can climb on this stuff. I was gonna say, kind of bizarre after playing Breath of the Wild and to a lesser extent Twilight Princess, where rupees were a whole lot more difficult to get, but yeah, we can actually climb on this. Hello. I'll take it. I think once we get 10, we're gonna be able to get the good stuff. Or at least the first good thing. What is that over there? I forget, what is that passage? Oh, it's another gold Skulltula. But of course we cannot reach that one in any shape, form, or fashion. Spoiler alert, you know, I may be going for like all the expansions and all the heart pieces. Gold Skulltulas, though, just like the pose back in Twilight Princess, kind of a completely different animal. So, okay, before I activate the armors, I want to take out the fire keys. I would be super paranoid if I only had the Deku Shield right here, but I don't really care that much. Come on, take him out. Of course, manual aiming can be a bit of a drag right here, which is why you have the Z targeting. They'll zoom in on you, then just boom. One is all it takes. And if you're complaining that, you know, it's too difficult to kind of just shoot in a 3D space with these controls, well, that's what the Z targeting was for, and that's what the slow glide is for that the bats actually do. You lock on, you back up, because they're charging at you, so why would you not take a defensive stance like that, and then you just pick them off automatically with the slingshot. It's actually really, really easy to do. And if you have trouble with it, well, I think it's because you wanted to have trouble with it. And again, I'm throwing way more shade here than I wanted to, but I guess, I don't know, is this turning into like an Other M-esque playthrough where I kind of like counter certain criticisms about like a game that I enjoy? I mean, maybe. But I feel Ocarina is nowhere near as maligned as Other M was, but I don't know, maybe I'm just salty. I'm salty just a little bit. I really have no reason to be, because it doesn't annoy me that much. I just feel like maybe it's kind of obvious to me that a lot of quote-unquote flaws that have been pointed out about the game, like, aren't... they're flaws that were of the player's own design, I suppose, so... I guess inside I just want common sense to prevail. You know, I just want the spirit of the game to prevail, the spirit of exploration and experimentation just kind of prevail, and not let kind of, like, biased stupidity, like I wanted to not have fun, kind of prevail. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I'm going to say anything more on the subject, but the answer is no, I'm not going to say anything more on the subject. I will say, though, this is another one of those examples where I was like, man, can I really jump down there? And yeah, you could, and you'd have to go through all that over again, and it wouldn't actually be all that far. You know, whenever you make progress, I think for me, just personally, whenever I make progress, I'm like, I don't want to lose the progress. Like, even if it's a little bit, even if I have to walk like 40 seconds away, I'm going to feel like, I lost progress. Ow! Jesus, dude. Let's see. Of course, I got hit by that guy, so I know that these things are around the corner now, and I can use my handy Z target and be able to see them, as long as I'm up against the walls in an appropriate place. Yeah, that's for sure. I already got hit. Use Z targeting to always look in the proper direction. So I may have made the mistake one time, not gonna make it again, hopefully. And since I have the compass, I can see that there is some treasure around here. Looks like it's on top of this pillar right here. Let's go ahead and zoom over here right quick. Anything else behind the corners? And there's another specific part of the game where this technique is used to great avail as well, so we're going to keep an eye out for that. I think this one, if I remember correctly, yeah, I think the chest. Yeah, it's not on top of the pillar necessarily. What if we pull this out all the way, and I think I can jump over this? We are just barely tall enough to climb over that. Ah, we can get the heart right there, that's not the treasure though. But we can make the jump right here, and then see everything else. Aha, and there we go. So this is another example of adding an additional wrinkle to mechanics that we've already seen in the dungeon, which are going to be expounded on. So we have this chest right here. I'm going to go ahead and open that. It's not kind of super pertinent to what we're doing right here, but okay, max out the rupees, nice. So we've already used the bomb flowers to open up these type of doors, right? So another added wrinkle, another added challenge is, can you time it correctly to where you got to do the jump and get it exploding at the correct time? So I was a little quick right there. And I know if you're like super precise with it, you can actually get it on the tiny ledge. We're gonna wait a little bit longer this time. Oh, still a little too late. Oh man, whenever that flashing happens, because the flashing, there is a disconnect between the timing of the bomb, the actual bomb, and the timing of the bomb flowers. That should do it. There we go, got it, but I do kind of want that chest. Oh, no, we're gonna get the chest later. We can't actually get that right now. So I like that, you know, actually expounding on a mechanic that we've already seen in the dungeon and making it a little bit more challenging. Now, of course, we're not going to have to use that much sooner, because we're going to get accustomed to the bomb flowers before we get the actual bombs, which will be in a moment, but... Okay, this is actually another example of that as well. So in the Deku Tree, we had to find a diamond to whack. Was it an actual puzzle? I gotta stop, man. I can't be saying this. I'm making mistakes. I can't be saying that. It's not things I should be saying. Again, I'm not nearly relevant enough to be making fun of and doing things like that. But we've already whacked diamonds and little eyeballs before. What we're going to do it this time, get that one down. And we actually got it. Well, okay, that wasn't actually what I was thinking of. So I thought that one would be timed, but there is one that is coming up that is going to be timed, so maybe that was just reminding us that, hey, you can actually do that. And... more of these guys. Okay, cool. We're gonna employ the same exact strategy, though. Of course, I don't have to Deku Nut them. I guess if I wanted to do a jump attack, I do, because they'll get out of the way if you try to do that. So we're gonna jump attack with that. Take them out! Oh man, I don't even have to wait for them to come back. Alright, come here, bud. I got a little present for you. Come here. Come here. Got a little present. Alright, we'll meet in the middle. Smaller platforms this time. How about that? And... okay, so a full hit doesn't actually kill, but... so we can probably just do a regular jump attack. Oh no! I did a stab! There we go. Well, the first one worked pretty well.